Good evening and welcome back to 1010, your top 10 news in 10 minutes. I'm Andy Hong. I know you all miss me, right? 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 Alrighty then. Hope you all did well on your APs and let's get right into the news. On Tuesday, we had another deadly train accident, this time in Philadelphia. The Amtrak train was traveling at over 100 miles per hour in a sharp turn where the train derailed and killed 8 passengers. The engineer, Brandon Bastian, who asserts that he has no memory of the accident, is in custody. Although the investigation is far from complete, federal officials have already released some safety recommendations, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which you all know as the FBI, has begun a curious investigation on the windshield of the train. The feds are asking Amtrak in the East Coast to use an automatic train control system used in the West Coast, where a computer assists the human controllers in making decisions. Amtrak agreed and promised to implement the system throughout the dangerous corridor by the end of 2015. Well, good luck with that, considering that the Amtrak budget is going to be cut again. Just shows how little our politicians and indirectly we care about our infrastructure. Meanwhile, the FBI has noticed that numerous trains passing through the corridor, including the one involved in the accident, had damaged windshields from projectile impacts. We'll have more updates on the accident by next week, so hang on tight. Interestingly, there was a train crash today in Germany as well. The train hit a tractor trailer and 2 were killed. After the powerful Nepal earthquake last month that killed over 8,000, another earthquake hit a different sector of the nation on Tuesday and destroyed even more of the ravaged nation. In one town, only 5% of the houses are still habitable. International aid has been arriving from many neighboring nations, along with nations from Europe, East Asia, and the Americas. However, according to the United Nations, only 14% of the requested aid has been met. The rescue and relief effort is also being hampered by the geography of the nation. Nepal is extremely mountainous, as it is a Himalayan nation, and the earthquake didn't make things better by causing landslides and avalanches that cut off many roads and passes, leading to isolated neighborhoods. For now, airlifts are doing the brunt of the work. A U.S. military Huey helicopter was one of the many helicopters at work in Nepal when it went down, carrying 6 U.S. Marines and 2 Nepali soldiers. The wreckage was finally found yesterday, but it is predicted that nobody survived the crash. 3 of the bodies have been recovered. The wreckage was only 56 kilometers or 35 miles from Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal. Mechanical problems are suspected, but the investigation is still incomplete. North Korea seems to be in the headlines more these days, even besides the news about the Western captives they're holding. Let alone nuking the United States and South Korea, the North Koreans seems to have a bit of a problem dealing with their own politics. South Korea's National Intelligence Service announced with significant conviction that its North Korean neighbor's defense minister, Hyun Young-chul, was killed by a firing squad in public at a military school late last month. And even worse, the North Koreans finally trumped the United States in overdoing things by using an anti-aircraft gun to kill the minister. Hyun is estimated to be the 15th top official executed in 2015 alone. Apparently, he got to join the club by, according to CNN, dozing off during a military event and not carrying out Supreme Leader and Disney movie Up's Russell lookalike Kim Jong-un's orders. The North Koreans, of course, denied that this happened, although they didn't deny that public executions take place. And when bad people don't get taken out by their own set, it's America's job to go in and show them what we think of them. America. It was announced today that American Special Forces have killed Abu Sayyaf, a senior ISIS leader in charge of the terrorist group's finances, and captured his wife in Syria. This is the first known ground operation in Syria by American forces. ISIS, however, is still strong despite its territorial losses in Iraq. It captured northern Palmyra, an ancient Syrian city. ISIS is especially strong in Syria, where the 4-year-old Syrian civil war is still ongoing. Recently, Syrian government aircraft bombed Idlib province, where more civilians were killed. This is turning out to be one ugly war. So much for the joke in the beginning of the topic, eh? Even after successful revolutions, there is no guarantee that the result will be anything prettier. Egypt, after getting rid of its dictator Hosni Mubarak, elected in Mohamed Morsi to be the new president. Well, now Morsi, along with more than 100 others, have been sentenced to death. Morsi, in particular, had already been sentenced to 20 years for arresting and torturing protesters who rose against him soon after he took power. In 2014, the military led by Abdel Fattah al-Sisi took over and al-Sisi became president. The organization that Morsi was a part of, the Muslim Brotherhood, has also been under heavy fire from the Egyptian government. The 104 others were, according to the BBC, Palestinians suspected to be a part of Hamas, a major terrorist organization operating around Israel. The Boston bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev was also sentenced to death on Friday for his role in the 2013 terror attack. He was found guilty of all 30 counts, such as murder and use of weapons of mass destruction. Even though he was responsible for 3 deaths and 260 injuries, he showed little remorse as the sentence was delivered. U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch commented that though no verdict can heal the souls of those who lost loved ones, nor the minds and bodies of those who suffered life-changing injuries from this cowardly attack, the ultimate penalty is a fitting punishment for this horrific crime. But then again, we can go into the whole death penalty debate to see if it really is a fitting punishment, but I'll be taking all night if we did. If you have any thoughts on it, comments are appreciated. As Baltimore goes into recovery mode from its racially charged riots, another case comes back to haunt us again. Remember George Zimmerman, the Florida man who shot unarmed African-American teenager Trayvon Martin in 2012 and ended up getting away with it? He was shot on the road by Matthew Apperson, the man on the left of the picture who has been arrested. Zimmerman was not hurt, only a few minor injuries from the debris. Apparently, there was a previous incident between Apperson and Zimmerman where Zimmerman threatened to kill Apperson in a fit of road rage. Wow, good job, you two. Your mothers must be really proud of you. Speaking of which, it was Mother's Day last Sunday. Did you guys do anything fun? Yeah? No? Okay, this is just random. While 2012 political candidate Mitt Romney spent his time boxing with Evander Holyfield in a match that was much more entertaining than that of Pacquiao versus Mayweather, 2016 candidate Jeb Bush came under some punches by the media after fouling up on a sensitive topic, his brother's decision to invade Iraq in 2003. On Monday, when asked the question of whether or not he would have invaded Iraq, knowing what we now know today, Bush told Fox News that he would. Later, he said that he misinterpreted the question. Finally, on Thursday, he replied that he would not have invaded Iraq. Of course, it could have been that he was catering to his audience at Fox, but nobody wants a president who goes back and forth on his or her ideals. Speaking of which, I remember President Obama saying in a speech that relentless testing is not a viable education model. Whatever happened to that? Honestly, with non-stop testing every single week, basically the entire second semester, I have no clue. We have some exciting science news today, especially in biology, from the discovery of the OPA, the fully warm-blooded fish, to the creation of a chicken embryo with a dinosaur-like snout. But I decided that there was one news that stood out over the others. We couldn't find a video or image suitable for this news topic, so enjoy this adorable video of the OPA instead, courtesy of GeoBeats News. Stem cell scientists at the University of Buffalo published a research in the science journal PLOS ONE, detailing their discovery of what triggers ontogeny, the transformation of biological material into living organisms. According to Science Daily, they found evidence that there is a single master growth factor receptor that regulates the entire genome. This directly challenges a long-held belief in biology that growth factors function at cell surfaces only, as this one growth factor receptor protein to rule them all seems to move directly to the nucleus to program the entire genome. Have fun revising your AP bio textbooks. Oh wait, what's that? We're done with APs? Party! Okay, yeah. So, that's the 1010 news for this week. Ten10 Hyung. Make sure to like us on Facebook and YouTube, and good luck on your SBAC test. It's Common Core, seriously. Stop it. You crack me up every time. Anyways, we'll be back with more of your top 10 news of the week in 10 minutes. Stay educated.